the stark and sober reality that could have been predicted and that I think, frankly, is demonstrable now. Despite the ferocious bombing campaign by the United States, Iran remains capable of enriching uranium and within 3 months will probably have a bomb. This development exposes not only the limits of military power but also the fragile architecture of the nuclear non-proliferation process in the Middle East. President Trump hailed the June strikes as a complete and total obliteration of Iran's nuclear capabilities. The United States joined Israel in striking Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan, facilities long in the heart of Iran's enrichment program. And the declared objective was clear: to prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon by destroying its technological infrastructure and sending an unambiguous message of deterrence. Yet reality, as so often in war, proved less accommodating to presidential boasts. Rafael Grossi, head of the International Atomic Energy Agency, publicly contradicted President Trump's claims. Grossi stated that although the damage was severe, it was far from total. Iran's centrifuges, its stockpiles of enriched uranium, and crucially its scientific knowledge, survived the bombardment. Intelligence leaks to European governments suggested the damage may have set Iran back by mere months, not decades, and American intelligence itself offered contradictory narratives. Some officials insisted the bombings had destroyed key facilities, while others conceded that much of Iran's stockpile had been dispersed and remained intact. What makes all this the more troubling is Iran's underlying capacity. Grossi noted that Iran retains industrial and technological means to rebuild. Knowledge cannot be bombed into oblivion, and Iran's stockpile of uranium enriched to 60%, just below the weapons grade, could be refined further to produce multiple bombs. Even if specific facilities were damaged, the know-how, the engineers, the determination remain and indeed have been increased. Iran's parliament, in a defiant gesture, voted to suspend cooperation with the IAEA. Inspectors were barred, cameras switched off, and requests for site access denied. In other words, Iran is laying the groundwork to proceed without external oversight. And these developments pose a profound challenge to non-proliferation efforts. So, the United States' reliance on force has arguably accelerated Iran's disengagement from the inspection regime, and the symbolism of the strikes, especially coming from a state that left the 2015 nuclear deal, has fueled anti-Western sentiment in Tehran and strengthened the argument of hardliners who see nuclear capability as the only reliable deterrent. In addition, the bombing by Trump has intensified nationalist support for the Ayatollah regime. Moreover, there's a risk of cascading proliferation. Should Iran leave the non-proliferation treaty, regional rivals such as Saudi Arabia have hinted at pursuing their own nuclear weapons. The entire Middle East security order could unravel. What this crisis reveals with stark clarity is the limit of military solutions. You can damage facilities, you cannot erase knowledge. And Gross's point is unequivocal. There is no military solution to permanently ending Iran's nuclear ambitions. Force can delay but cannot destroy the capacity to enrich uranium. This is not a theoretical observation. Israel itself developed its own nuclear capability in secret with tacit American support. Now it demands that Iran be denied the very capabilities it enjoys. This double standard complicates diplomatic efforts and erodes the credibility of the non-proliferation regime. If there is a lesson in this dangerous episode, it is that lasting solutions require diplomacy. Verification, inspections, and negotiated limits work imperfectly but better than bombs. Iran's nuclear ambitions will not vanish in craters. They will only be controlled through patient, sustained engagement.